Welcome to DOS Storm. Today we have a game by the name of Sink or Swim, or SOS. A puzzle game made by Zeppelin Games, released in 1993 for DOS. There were also SNES and Amiga versions, but the DOS version is the version I have, so yeah. I have the CD-ROM version, published by ESX Interactive, which, go figure, includes a CD with the game. Not sure why this exists, since the game is only about 6 megabytes and could probably be compressed to some 2 or 3 floppies. This version also includes no installer and just runs off the CD. Kind of a lazy release in my opinion. To start the game, you simply load the SOS EXE, or SOS as I called it as a kid because I was a moron. But I digress. Sink or Swim starts off with an ominous Zeppelin logo and some jaunty sea music. The story unfolds on a random ship entitled the SS Lucifer. Everything is awesome here until the captain decides to pull the stopper from his bathtub and flood the ship with water. I'll never understand why he just sits there and doesn't think to put the stopper back in, especially when you think later on in the game this is costing hundreds of lives. But anyway, word of the sinking ship reaches Kevin Codner, which we can assume is a nodner to Kevin Costner, the actor. He then catches his butt on fire and runs to his secret base to save the ship. I hope you're thoroughly invested in this story. Let's go to the gameplay. Sink or Swim is a puzzle platformer game that is sort of a mashup between Lemmings and the Lost Vikings. The goal of each level is to rescue the passengers from various hazards. Once you hit your quota, the exit hatch will open and allow you to go to the next level. Our friend and hero, Mr. Codner, has a few skills up his sleeves to aid you in your quest. For one, pressing B will allow you to drop bombs, which you can use to clear obstacles like bulkheads and cargo containers. Jumping and pressing up will allow you to molest pipes to repair cracks that shoot steam and kill the passengers. By pressing R, you can also drop a life raft, which can save drowning passengers and allow them to access ladders. Most levels in this game will have you utilizing one or more of these skills to finish a stage. The puzzles will have you pressing switches to move conveyors, bridges, and lifts, and finagling cargo containers to guide the aimless passengers to safety. However, the most unique feature of this game is the rising water you see in some stages. Water doesn't kill passengers instantly, but if left in there too long, they will die, and even Codner himself will drown if left underwater for more than 30 seconds. Passengers can be saved out of the water using the aforementioned life rafts or by dropping jetpacks that are available in some stages. The water adds some urgency, encourages quick thinking, and really makes this game stand out. So if we take the nostalgia glasses off, is this game worth playing today? Well, I think in general, puzzle games age well since puzzles are still puzzling years later. However, there are some things that really cheese me off about this game. For one, the lives and high score system is completely pointless. You start the game off with 4 lives, which will deplete each time you fail, die, or restart a level. The problem is, every time you get to the game over, you are kicked to the main menu. There's a password system, so you don't have to start over every time, but it's a total inconvenience, especially when you take into account some stages you can fail within seconds, or may take a few tries to figure out. I get the idea here is that you can strive to beat your high scores, but even if you copy the files to your hard drive, the game doesn't save your high scores after you exit the game, rendering it completely pointless. Another gripe is the passenger movement. Unlike Lemmings, which have a predictable movement, the passengers here will shoot off in different directions randomly. This causes issues when you've correctly solved the puzzle, but some passengers refuse to go to the exit until after they run a few laps. According to the back of the box, the game has 60 challenging levels. I don't know what challenging means, but I do feel like the game drags on a bit. There just isn't enough new mechanics introduced that make playing through that many levels really that interesting, in my opinion. When you do reach the end, you are greeted with a nice little animation sequence, which is always a plus for games like this. Overall, though, I think this is a decent little game. It's no Lemmings, but provides an interesting enough challenge, some satisfying puzzles to solve, and some fun ad-lib tunes to enjoy. And at the end of the day, what more could you really ask for? Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. My channel in general is centered around old PC games and vintage hardware, so give me a sub and a like if you're so inclined. And I'll see you in the next one.